Incoming transmission. Welcome back, listeners. Your host return with another deep dive into the eternal cycle of the Ark crashed. Everyone's dead, but not really. Autobots are running on 1% battery. The Decepticons rain havoc on humans, squashing a few of them along the way. The Autobots pull out some WWE moves. Just another day on Earth, and Starscream wakes up and immediately starts murdering because character consistency is important. Ratchet gives Optimus a new arm, a certain Buckethead's arm, because who doesn't love a little identity crisis with their heroism? And that's just the first few issues. See, I could host this podcast all by myself and be done within minutes. But no, I guess you would rather listen to a couple of short-circuit toasters ramble on. Let us tune into the show.
And hello! Welcome to the show. Today we're diving into the Skybound comics. I'm Onyx, and with me are my wonderful, talented, and quite quippy co-host, Clickbait.
Thank you.
What's
I'm
up?
Clickbait,
I'm
and I'm
Clickbait.
also Killobyte.
Whoa, I'm Clickbait. Get ahead of yourself
The
there,
plot
sir.
thickens. Moving on with our comic discussion for today's episode takes us to Transformers Volume 1 Robots in Disguise. How many times are they gonna
All
have
of the
a
times.
Volume 1?
Infinity times.
We already
Robots in
know
Disguise?
that they.
This is like the 5th time, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
issues 1 through 6, and as always, spoiler warning. So if you haven't read it already, we highly recommend you go back, read the comics, then come listen to the podcast. With that, Clickbait, can you give us the fast facts? And Killobyte, can you give us the trivia and summary?
Of course. For our fast facts today, the number of comics we'll be reviewing is 6. Issue 1 was released October 4th of 2023, with issue 6 being released March 13th of 2024. Our writer for the series is Daniel Warren Johnson, and our artists are Daniel Warren Johnson, with colors by Mike Spicer.
Nice. Time for some trivia. Spike, Sparkplug, and Carly were all core characters in the Generation 1 cartoon, though they have been heavily reimagined in this series, especially Carly. This version of Sparkplug goes by Sparky. It's a cute name. Issue 2, the police cars of the FPD are quite clearly based on Prowl, retaining his Japanese police car color layout, twin red siren lights as opposed to the red and blue, and the highway patrol markings on the back, none of which really make sense on an American city patrol car, but we'll let that slide. And finally, in issue 6, as Optimus unleashes his firepower on Devastator and leaps to kick the Combiner in the face, the sound effect of those two panels spell out "Aw yeah," and you know the song, cueing the reader to hear The Touch by Stan Bush, the song from the Transformers the movie used whenever Optimus does something insanely awesome. According to Daniel Warren Johnson, initially he planned on using the actual lyrics to the song, but Hasbro vetoed it because they would have had to get permission from Stan Bush first. Ah, man. Kind of sucks.
If only they weren't afraid to ask him permission.
Yeah. If only, what's the worst? A no? Then, just go with oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to be a reference to the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh,
But
no,
I
not
guess
the
not.
Kool-Aid Man.
Now for some
Oh,
summary.
no.
Oh, no.
That's not the Kool-Aid Man. That's the Karate Kid training.
Oh, my.
Okay, time for some summaries. We begin like always. The Ark has crashed on Earth and the bots slowly wake up, but this time not every Decepticon wakes up as planned. The ones who do have no remorse for their actions. Meanwhile, the Autobots struggle to stay online as they are running on low power and low members. Will the Decepticons wipe out the Autobots before they wake up, Will the Autobots be able to regain their energy and fight? Tune in and find out. And as always, this information has been taken from the wiki. And a special shout out to all of our Patreon members. You're all amazing. Thank you so
From
much
Spike
for all your
Wiki?
support.
Thank you so much. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you, Patrons.
Thank you.
You are amazing, Rod Star.
Mhm.
Shall we get started?
We
Let's
shall.
get started.
There's a lot to dive in, so hold on to your butts.
There is.
We start off with Spike and Carly, who has a fun, cool van, by the way, fall into a cave and discover the Ark. And inside is the classic G1 episode of all Autobots and Decepticons offline. But fear not! Jetfire has arrived and wakes up his good pal, the holy Starscream. Nothing
He's only,
could go wrong, right?
You know, a few million years late, as we noticed in Void Rivals.
Yes, I do like how they portrayed the Teletran 1 rebuilding them, because sometimes in the Starscream scene he has little pieces flying to him and slowly building him up. I thought that was pretty
Right.
cool.
I did too. It was a nice attention to detail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With the bots waking up, chaos soon follows. Any favorite scenes?
There was a lot happening. It was very, very fast paced.
A lot.
Rest in peace, Bumblebee, who had his entire face
Rest
blown
in
off.
peace.
I was gonna say not my favorite scene,
Wait,
but
wait,
Bumblebee
that's
is
what a
shot in the
Decepticon
face.
says.
Oh, that's what everyone says.
Sure. Usually it's rest in peace clickbait.
No, it's rest in
Kilobyte.
peace.
I think.
Oh, whoa,
I'm
Kilobyte.
surrounded by Decepticons.
Wow.
My favorite scene was Optimus blowing up the repair bay of Teletran 1 and running from the explosion because cool guys don't do what?
Look at explosions.
Do suplexes on their enemies.
Oh, is that how it goes?
We'll get to that one. We'll get to that one.
Oh my
But
God.
unfortunately, Starscream goes exploring on his own and discovers humans are very fragile.
Dude,
I don't
he
like-
was
I don't like
squishing
those
people
fast.
left and right.
Yeah, he was.
He literally just picked them up and went, "Oh, squishy!" Boom, broke them into pieces. I'm like, okay.
That they were not pulling any punches with this series. You know, in the beginning, also this scene opens up
Well,
with
yeah, there wasn't a punch. It was a squeeze.
metaphorical. It was metaphorical. You know, we start this with Sparkplug, who's having. I was a little confused at first because he was having PTSD war flashbacks, but they were alternating every other. What do you call the little boxes? Every other panel with
Mhm.
what was happening to the Cybertronians. I was like, wait, what continuity is this? Did he be with the Autobots? Is this after? And then they kind of clarified it, but because they were alternating the panels at first, I was a little confused.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
In our awkward silence, I'll move us on.
I am declaring a moment of silence.
In our
Right.
next issue, Optimus pulls a classic Earth movie, Giant Made of Iron. I think that's the name of the
I think so.
movie, right?
I think so.
Giant
Yeah, I think
iron.
we've seen them
Yeah.
before.
We've seen them before. They're not a weapon. Superman, we all know the movie.
Yeah.
Stepping on a deer and seeing just how fragile life is on this planet. Then tell Spike about Cybertron. Thoughts?
That's kind of oh no, what? Because he stepped on the deer, then he picked him up, and the deer just looked like it melted in his hands. And I'm like, oh
Mhm.
no, this is it just liquefied this poor creature. So that was concerning.
Really did.
Yeah, I did really like the little heart to heart they had about Cybertron and the war, and he was kind of explaining to Spike, and Spike was explaining Earth to him, and I felt like it really humanized the characters a little bit. It gave them something to ground on. If you're just coming into the series, it gives you a little bit to relate to the characters about it, some world building and some history, and I really liked how they did it. And it didn't last too long, but it still gave you some substance.
Yeah, didn't last too long because Q Cliffjumper, hope nothing bad to him given his character track record in almost every series. But Q Cliffjumper. Meanwhile, Starscream and the Decepticons go on a rampage for energy, and the leader of Decepticons squashes a few humans and runs into Duke, a real American hero. Do I sense another crossover emerging?
Already?
Favorite scene?
You absolutely do.
I thought that was a fun scene with Duke, not the squishing of the humans. because they're also in a jet, and then
Thank you for the
Starscream's coming.
clarification, Kilbyte.
You're welcome. And Starscream is flying straight at them, and they're like, "Is that one of ours?" And then they start fighting, and there was a funny scene where they locked onto Starscream, and he's mid transformation, like looking back at them, and I thought he was just like laying there making like a funny pose, like "Haha, I'm better than you," but
Oh,
he's
gosh.
just mid transformation. I just thought it was kind of funny.
That's pretty funny.
I really like the transformations in this series. Like you see the parts flying off
Yes.
or moving around, and like the panel doesn't like do that thing we've seen in previously where it's like slightly faded as they're transforming. They're actually in the scene mid transformation as they're reacting to whatever's happening.
And it's
Yeah.
very highly detailed, with the drawing and the articulation of all the gears and stuff. And I do like
Mhm.
how they picked up, they were like trying to repair Optimus, and everybody was kind of trying to repair each other. And Ratchet is like, "Oh, no, don't worry. We got to fix for that. We got to fix for that. Don't you worry one little bit. Boom, we're just going to slap Megatron's arm on there."
Well, you
That
never
was
know when
so
you'll
Like,
need it.
yeah, you never know when you need it, and you jumped ahead a little bit because like there was
little
a
bit, yeah.
fight between Skywarp and Optimus. Optimus using his signature moving of ramming, which is fun. But there was some damage from the humans dealt to his arm, and then more so from Skywarp, and Optimus just finally gave up and ripped that arm off and beat
Yeah.
the scrap out of Skywarp, which then resulted
Very
in Ratchet being like, we can, I gotta fix that.
Here,
being,
take
Megatron's
hand.
arm.
Megatron's arm, yeah. That's one way to do that.
I do like that the characters here do bend a little bit more like what I would human, like the metal itself on their bodies bends in ways that you wouldn't think metal would bend, or like we've seen in the past with when Transformers fight, they don't tend to draw them bending like a normal human body would bend. But I think it really adds to the power of like Optimus ramming into Skywarp, or like him ripping his arm off, or like the punches. I think it really adds to it, and I feel like I don't think it's been covered in past continuities, but we've had that conversation in the past that sometimes like their metal can bend in certain ways to articulate and do certain things. So I think it doesn't break the illusion. I think with like that exaggeration of during the combat.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And another thing this one really hammers home is they need Energon, and there's not enough resources to fix each other. So like they have to get creative. They either like there's some bots that are just not online at the moment, or there's repairs that need to happen so that their leader doesn't die, hence the new arm. And I think that's really important in this because that's really something a lot of the other comics mention, but they don't really build upon. It's something the cartoons did, but nothing else is really done it to this extent, I feel.
I would agree.
Yeah, it gives it a sense of urgency because everybody's struggling because normally everybody's been at least woken up through Teletron 1, and then they all kind of run away and do their bases. But in this one, it was like cut halfway, so then we have limited amount of bots we're fighting or that can even move because some of them are running on the energy they had before the crash. So it gives it ups the stakes, especially these issues where we see a lot of bots just be taken offline quickly or get decimated real quick, either by Starscream or by like an explosion of some kind. You don't know what is going to happen next because of that sense of like, hey, low energy, we don't have that many people, like what are we going to do?
Right,
Yeah.
and then they're like, scrambling to get energy, so the Autobots are trying to ethically source their energy, and the Decepticons are like, "Oh, Skywarp's hurt. Don't worry about it. We'll just use his energy.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it."
They cannibalize him to fix Teletran 1's repair bay, and they get the rest of their warriors begin raining havoc on the Autobots' new generator,
tell
only
them-
bringing RC back before another fight breaks out.
Yeah, and then telling the other Decepticons that the Autobots were the ones that killed Skywarp, even though they were the ones that killed Skywarp.
Sneaky Starscream.
It's
Classic
almost like he's
Decepticons.
deceiving them.
But Optimus shoots their idea down, pun intended. Thoughts? Theories? With brutal actions, it feels like annihilating Reflector into a million pieces and taking that little minicon buddy he made friends with and slamming him head first and dragging his teeth along the ground.
Oh my gosh.
That was rough. that was again,
rough. I'm getting the feeling like Megatron's arm is having an impact on Optimus's fighting style.
Yeah, well, and don't
I do
forget,
like that theory.
I do like that theory too. I thought it was funny when Soundwave was complaining to Starscream about why he couldn't get it fixed, and he was like, "Well, Megatron would have," and Starscream's like, "Don't you dare say his name." And I thought that was really
He
funny.
slaps the Soundwave. He doesn't even say "Don't you dare." He literally slaps Soundwave and be like, "Shut up, I'm the leader." Like, whoa.
Keep Megatron's
Today,
name
tomorrow,
out your
forever.
mouth. That's what he said.
Yeah. And then Optimus is also going on kind of a murder spree with the whole Megatron thing. And then one of the humans, I think Spike, gets hurt in one of these battles.
Mhm.
And Optimus is like, "Oh no, look what we've done. We've injured the poor fragile little humans." And he goes to take him to a hospital. And Starscream's like, "Oh, so this is where these slugs get taken care of," and proceeds to blow the place up.
Yeah, it
Like,
gets dark. It gets
what?
dark.
Somebody needs to put Starscream in their
It
place.
does
Where's
get
Megatron?
dark. I know.
But
But
don't
he's
worry.
a good
Jazz
tailpipe
and Ratchet show up to help save the humans. And the one thing that keeps happening throughout this comic are wrestling moves. Jazz performing his own stunts of suplexing a Decepticon.
Hey, if it works once, why stop now?
Yeah, exactly. Why stop now? I also like later on Jazz making musical line references with his attack actions or battle stuff, and Cliffjumper responding, "I don't understand that reference."
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, that was funny.
Pretty good.
And then Optimus using the power of the Matrix to restore power to the generator was interesting.
Mhm.
And then he's like, "Oh, I guess the Matrix doesn't work anymore. Its power's drained. It's fine." And Ratchet's like,
It's
"What about the
empty.
line of
On
what
E
about the
for
line of
empty.
the rhymes?" And Optimus is like, "No, it's fine." But then later they kind of allude to the fact that it can be like repowered up over time or by other energy
But
sources.
how? But how? We'll get to it. But how?
Yeah. That was interesting. That was very, very interesting.
Kilobot,
Okay, I guess
what are
I'll
your
say
thoughts
it.
on all these events so far?
They've been very interesting and very, I don't want to say gruesome and dark compared to most continuities.
But they kind of were gruesome and dark compared to most continuities.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just, compared to other
I mean,
continuities
yeah,
we've read,
it was
this one
interesting
seems
to-
a little bit more like out of the get-go. Like, we will show you
Yeah,
the destruction
right off the bat.
these giant beings fighting on Earth will cause.
Mhm.
And I do like throughout the issues, they do a lot of comparison with the panels where there's one, especially for Spike's dad, he was in a war, and so now he's going through this event, and then we see a scene where he's in a soldier and he's under fire and he sees two comrades getting shot, and then underneath that there's a panel and it's Optimus but a blaster, and so like we see the parallels of like the war he went through and then what Optimus is doing right now, and so I think that was a very good storytelling, so we can see like both sides. So very powerful, very emotional there too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so bringing us back to the comics in the present reading order, Optimus takes the Autobots to lead an attack and take back the Ark. However, roadwork ahead, as one could say, as the Constructicons form Devastator. But fortunately, they make it inside just in time, but Optimus has taken considerable damage and is starting to reenact a scene from the movies, dropping his Matrix. But Spark does something different. Sparky? It's Sparky. Sparky, right?
yeah.
Sparky?
Sparkplug or
No,
Sparky.
But Sparky does something different.
I think the dad is Spike, and then Sparkplug is the
Spike.
Spiky that the hospital. Yeah.
No, Spike's the kid.
Spike's the kid.
Sparkplug is the dad.
I read it the other way around. I don't know.
No,
I thought it was the other way
And
around.
Clickbait, you've been wanting to say this the entire time. What does Sparky do?
Listen, I don't know about the entire time, but this was just something that was very strange and shocking to me. He just casually just goes head first, swan dives into the Matrix, and it just absorbs him, I guess? One human power, please, for the Matrix? I was very confused and a little
The
bit
Matrix is
concerned by
human.
that.
You know the joke was like, this is hamster powered. This one's human powered, apparently.
Human powered, which is a little bit
There's a little
weird.
human running around in the ball, keeping that Matrix going. Who knew?
Yeah. So that was
maybe
definitely
it'll get explained or something later.
maybe.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's just like taking life force energy and like reconverting it into like other energy, because the Matrix is powered by the primes of the past, right? It's powered by
I
their
think-
kind of essence and
I think
everything.
it
So I
converts it into wrestling energy. Because almost immediately after, Optimus suplexes Devastator
oh my gosh.
into Starscream.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That Optimus just suplexed a combiner.
Yeah. It was just like,
It's
so
just-
apparently human powered is the way to go, but don't let the Decepticons get wind of that or there's going to be trouble.
Hey, we read comics about that already.
I know,
Check out
yeah.
Last Spot Standing.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. It's a cool concept of just seeing Optimus do that, but also like he did it so hard that they uncombined.
Yeah.
That's how
Mhm.
strong Optimus became after that power up. So
He punched him so
just
hard,
hanging
all his
out there.
individual components felt it.
Yeah. And with
That's
that, the
pretty good.
Decepticons retreat. Spike wakes up from his coma in the hospital. Optimus tries to make peace with Soundwave, and the volume ends. Anything we want to circle back to?
And Spike asks, where's his dad? But he's
Well, of course.
one with the Matrix.
Gotta make it Hallmark.
Yeah. Yep. And that's it. Lots of chaos, lots of wrestling. I feel like where Void Rivals was all plot, a little bit of fighting, this one's all fighting, a little bit of plot.
I can agree to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do get a small
Alright.
tease that Megatron is in the Arctic somewhere, frozen. So
Right.
they
Arm.
didn't. Ratchet did not steal Megatron's body and ripped off an arm. The arm must have ripped off in space, and that's how they
I
have
guess?
it.
Question
So
mark?
yeah,
Face, no one can hear your
convenient.
arm getting ripped off.
Very convenient.
Well,
Very-
Clickbait, would you like to sling us some quotes that are so in-depthful and so creative and highly
You
provocative of thought?
absolutely know it. Would you like the background and philosophical, theoretical processing breakdown on each one, or just the quote?
Only if you're not strawmanning it.
Strawmanning it. Well, I'm pretty sure most of my philosophical, theoretical observations could be classified as a straw man argument.
Killobyte, what's your way in?
I agree with what the statement that Clickbait just said.
Yep.
Is that a philosophical, theoretical, or factual answer?
Give
all
us
of
the
the
short and
above.
sweet.
Anyways, our first quick quote comes from issue number 3, and it is a human, and they don't specify the human's name, and Skywarp, and it's when Cliffjumper is trying to walk into the bar where Sparkplug was at initially, and they initially shot Cliffjumper, and then they were like, oh no, he's a good guy. And then Skywarp shows up and he's like, oh, the red guy called in reinforcements. And so then they start shooting Skywarp, and you just see this like menacing smirk in the next panel. He's like, ha, tickles. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is not good. This is not good for them. And then in issue number 4 is from Starscream, and he's talking to, I believe, Soundwave. I think they're in the Ark. And Soundwave asks him something, and Starscream goes, don't worry, I'll be back. I just have some killing to do. And that was the most chilling, like, cold-hearted quote of the entire 6 issues we've read so far. But that, I was like, dang, that got dark. And then
these are
Yeah.
very dark.
yeah, they're very dark.
Very graphic too.
Oh yeah, very graphic. Which was nice because it was very graphic and very detailed. So it wasn't just like somebody kind of like died in the background. Like they showed you like various pieces that had fallen off, and there were pieces like flying off of them. And I liked that attention to like the artistic detail. And then the third quick quote is from issue number 5, and it's Jazz and Cliffjumper. And Onyx kind of mentioned this earlier, but it's when they're fighting, and Jazz is telling Cliffjumper, let's go to the 5-chord, Cliff. Time to wrap this ballad up. And you just see Cliffjumper like kind of wildly shooting in the next panel. And he's like, I don't understand this reference. I thought that one was really funny. That one made me chuckle.
Jumper is pretty funny in these issues because he sees the
Mhm.
human, so he goes
He
like, "Oh
definitely
no, what are you?" And "Oh no, this planet," and then he hits a branch and he gets all scared.
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh no, what's going on with you?" So, it's kind of funny.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was a good read for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's go into Rodstar rating. Clickbait, would you like to take the lead?
Sure. I think I am going to give this one a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. The suplexing and like wrestling moves were a little on the strange side, but I liked that they kind of just dove right into it all the way. And that was really interesting. And I liked the art style. I liked the character arcs. They had some character development, between like Optimus and Spike. And so I really liked that. And it was a good read. I'm curious to see where they're going to take it and if they're going to be able to maintain this semi-balance of plot and battle to keep the readers engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go next. I think I'll give this a 4.5. I think it's a strong first start. There is probably slightly too much battling for me, although what we got was fantastic. There was also felt like a lot of, what's the word? Like it didn't feel like there was any resting between the battling. I guess that's the same thing what I just said before. But it was just go, 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 go. But I also feel like at the same time, not a lot happened in this volume at the same time. Like we woke up, we fought, we woke up some more guys, we fought, end volume. But that's me. Outside of that, I think it's a good start because, we got the classics, we got our build up, we got our world building. I'm excited to see more. Killobyte.
Yeah, I enjoyed these issues as well. I think the art style is amazing. I loved the details for the transformations and like when the character gets hit, either an explosion, a blaster fire, or like a punch, stuff like that. You do feel like you feel the force behind that hit. And it's very, very emotional, very dark, which we've talked about. So I did quite enjoy them. I will be giving them a 4 though, just because it's kind of the same rehashing of the story, like, the arc crash landed, so they wake up. They did switch it up a little bit where they don't all wake up and not, but I feel like for the most part, it was kind of the same story we've kind of seen before. Just a couple of things were tweaked and changed, but I feel like not changed enough to make it feel super, super different. So that's it.
It's basically like the rated R version.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, yeah, so like they took the first episode or the series and gave it more blood, and then they're like, here, have the rated R, not without the blood here. But, that's kind of how it felt. But it was still fun, engaging, and like especially like the new twist of like Megatron has been separated from the group, and, which we've seen a lot recently. But having that switch and then Optimus with his hand was very interesting, especially for somebody that wasn't following the comics. Just seeing that image, you're like, oh no, what happened to Megatron? So that's something that will keep the readers engaged. And so I do hope that they kind of have those kind of moments and teases in the future issues to really engage the reader. But so far, a good start. We'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah. But listeners, what do you think of these comics? How many rod stars would you give it? Let us know by leaving a comment below. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can send us an email at swervesbarpodcast@gmail.com. That's SWERVESBAR podcast@gmail.com. Shall we move on to our toy sharing segment?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Clickbait, picking on you one more time.
Today I am talking about Studio Series 86 Megatron. He's gorgeous. I like him a lot. He was definitely one that I've been looking forward to coming out since they started the Studio Series 86 line. I am genuinely surprised it took them this long to bring him out, but I do really, really like him, and he's very, very fun, and I like his transformation, and his coloration, while simple, is done really well. He's got a nice, hefty feel to him, and I'm very happy to be adding him to my collection.
Oh, you got to hype it up.
Nice.
Okay, you can't just kind of put the two big hitters out on the shelves at the same time.
You think I only have 2 big hitters out on the shelves at the same time?
No, I'm talking about generally Optimus and Megatron are the
I
favorite
don't
characters.
think she has any big hitters.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Killobyte, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I got the Age of the Primes Alpha Trion. Do like his design. I do prefer him with a goatee, but I don't have another Alpha Trion, and this one was coming out with the book and the pen and all that. So that was fun.
What's he writing? 50 Shades of Scrab?
Oh my god.
No, he's just writing. It's a little journal where he keeps his memories of what's going on. Today he went for a cupcake.
Gotcha.
That's what it says on there. It says, today I went out for a cupcake and he had a good time. His transformation is new. I feel like it's a new mod. Like they didn't reuse a previous mold. It feels very different, very unique, but also very annoying in some cases. It was like I couldn't quite connect certain things to it. But other than that, it's pretty cool. I like the spaceship. It's pretty fun. The only problem I have is he holds his pen like a child would. He uses all 5 fingers to hold the pen because they don't really have a slot or anything to really quite hold it. So he doesn't have wrist articulations, so you can't angle the wrist to write on the book, so it looks weird.
Oh no!
So that's my only complaint. But other than that,
so he's always stabbing the book like a Horcrux.
Yes,
right?
pretty much. Pretty
Got
much.
it.
I do like that the book
We all
has
understood that reference.
a 5mm peg on there for you to hold it, so that was nice.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Huh.
I'll go next.
Very nice.
I don't know if this is one I've talked about before, but I have a TFCon exclusive from TF Source. How many times can we say TF? Slipstream, which is their version of like the Masterpiece scale size, one of the Seekers. She's blue, she's teal, she's purple. She looks almost identical to her brothers, except her wings have propellers on them. It's almost like a mix between the jet and what the Coneheads turn into, almost, or I guess Ramjet. One of the Coneheads. She's alright. I like her blaster fire effects. They're cool. I like them. And that's it.
Nice.
Are you two ready for Duke Volume 1? Knowing is half the battle.
I'm ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Kill for that. You take us out.
If you've
Listeners,
enjoyed this episode,
behind the scenes, don't worry about it.
Behind the scenes, don't worry about it. Keep on sending messages.
if you've enjoyed this episode, consider sharing it with your friends and subscribing. If you want to help out the show even further, we have started a Patreon. All of the proceeds will go to supporting the show and keeping the lights on. Of course, we have some tiers that offer other forms of gratitude, such as 3D files and entry to our Discord channel. You'll even get early access to our comic review videos a week before they're publicly released. We've also started a Redbubble, where we have all kinds of merchandise for sale ranging from pillows, stickers, and shower curtains. You can get our logo, Seeker art, and many other fun designs on all kinds of apparel. And as always, we hope you're all staying safe out there. Thank you so much for listening. To all are one.
To all are
Till all are one.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Swerve Bar Podcast. You can find more on our link tree below. If you're interested in more content, try checking out the spin-off D&D series, Transform and Roll Out, Season 4, titled Reforged, is now available. Let's tune into a preview now.
It sounds like you're having a panic attack
I am.
every time.
Aqua is having a panic attack.
Perfect.
He should be.
That's how
Cold
we
damn,
all
we're
should
gonna
be.
head back. Aqua, what exactly are you doing?
I like gambling.
Coming in?
I love gambling.
I got a 15.
Ouch.
Dang. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
A lot of damage. I'm standing.
I hits the counter once again.
Miss me. Now you want to kiss me.
The counter is my best friend.
Who are you?
Report?
For what?
I am Soundwave. Tune into their YouTube channel for bonus content, such as video games containing funny comments, convention videos, and trendy shorts. Again, their links will be provided below. And if you're so inclined, check out their Redbubble, where you can get pins, t-shirts, and more. Or subscribe to their Patreon to access their Discord and get early access to content before it's publicly released. Till all are one. End transmission.